Russian man like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just the brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a garden and start killing. It's manifesting. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys a much long overdue 280,000 subscriber Q&A. I apologize for getting to you guys as late as I have on this. Like I've talked about in some of the Boruto anime episode reviews, there have been some issues going on with the property I co-own with my mother. We've been fighting to kind of keep a roof over my mom's head right now. We got somebody that's trying to essentially take the property that I co-own with my mom. So we've got some legal issues. There have been some family deaths. There's been a lot going on. If it hadn't been for the editors, I would not be uploading right now. So big shouts out to the editors. But this video is about you guys, 280,000 subscribers. So first and foremost, thank you so much for 280,000 subscribers. And like always, we're going to be starting over on the Pateron first, and we're going to be going over the questions on the Pateron. And I apologize to Simply Kenobi. Looks like I'm gonna have to adjust this after the fact, but your question is gonna be cut off. So I'm gonna read yours right now, and then we're gonna get into everybody else's responses after the fact. So first and foremost, Simply Kenobi says, I just finished the Demon Slayer manga. I wasn't a fan of how it ended. Are there any mangas that you feel failed to live up to their own hype like Demon Slayer did? I definitely say, I feel like Seven Deadly Sins, the ending could have been better. The same thing, I'm not a huge fan of the way Death Note ended, even though I know it's unpopular opinion, but not a fan of how Death Note ended. Read the manga, the anime, if that's your only experience. And I can say for me, I started with the anime and I went back and read the manga. I'm not too big of a fan of how the manga ended, but I do understand why it had to go the route that it did. Good question, fam. Scott Van Gaspic says, congratulations, man. I appreciate you, man. I see you commenting on damn near every video that comes up, and if you ain't watched the video, you go back and watch the old videos. So much shouts out. I read every comment. I just don't reply to all of them. So if I see a name and I recognize it, it's because I see you comment a lot. So Black Guy asks, who would you rather be right now, Kanye West or Will Smith? That's a good ass question. I mean, here's a tricky thing, right? So like when you get to Kanye West and you get to Will Smith and etc., one of the issues that you kind of run into is the fact that like you're in a rock and a hard place. Like with Kanye West, he was married to Thought and she's the mother of his kids. And then with Will Smith, he's married to manipulating bitch. So it's like you can't win for losing. Like that's like, damn, I would probably say Kanye, only for the fact that I think that Will Smith's brand is just damaged to the point where he's beyond repair. That's kind of what I feel like on that. I feel like Will Smith's not gonna be able to dig himself out of that grave that he's in. Shelton Haro asks, I feel like you put a lot of effort into your videos in both quality, accuracy, and frequency. Is YouTube a full-time thing, or is it something like a hobby that you enjoy so much that you don't mind dedicating this much time and resources into? Thank you. So that answer right there, that's actually a fun answer. So I started YouTube out as a hobby because I had a broken leg and I just wanted to talk about anime and manga, and so when I did Kryptonian Saiyan, that was just my way of just throwing stuff up. One, because I was bored, but also I was like, well, I can't be the only one that wants something a little different than what's already out there. You know, back when I started doing this stuff, man, like a lot of people was just doing reviews. Nobody was really doing what ifs and stuff like that. So that's why I kind of just said, fuck it. I was just glad to be doing something different. Like I still remember the first video I uploaded where I got 100 views on it. If you would have told me back then that we'd be at 280,000 subscribers, like I remember people telling me that I'd never reach 100,000. Like, I mean, I'm just blessed to have you guys as a community, and like it just humbles me that you guys even think enough to watch a video for however long you watch it. You know, it's the same thing like when I look over on the Patreon, I see that there's people that are saying like, hey, like I like your content enough that like I want to donate to you, and that's just gone such a long way. And like me being able to get more editors and hire artists to work on the channel full time in terms of the artwork and everything, like it's been a beautiful journey, man. You know, I'm extremely humbled by you guys, more than you guys realize. And the fact that we got the most chill community over here on YouTube, like, dude, I fucking love you guys, man. Now moving on to Kinmano. Kinmano asks, so when you get on the Naruto Virgin podcast, basically Anime Uproar is reading and going through Naruto for the first time. That's dope. Also, when you collaborating with my boy Swag Kage. All right, so on that one, I would say on the Naruto Virgin podcast, Anime Uproar, I haven't watched their content. I know who they are just because I've seen Anime Boss Deep talk about them. And one of my favorite YouTubers, Axel Beats, criminally underrated. Axel Beats edits for them. He's actually done some videos for me. Very talented YouTuber, talks about Inuyasha and also is branching off into talk about other anime. Highly recommend checking out his content, but I've never watched Anime Uproar, and that's a large part due to the fact that I don't watch a lot of anime channels, partly because I don't like being influenced. You know, it's just a natural thing. Like if you watch other people, you end up being influenced. I watch a lot of Star Wars channels, wrestling channels, card channels, comic book channels. That's really where you're more likely to see me. I think it's dope that Anime Uproar is checking out Naruto for the first time. I'm all for that, man. With Swag Kage, it's the same thing, man. It's nothing but love from me on my end. You know, if an opportunity came up to work with Swag, I mean, I totally do it. I got a topic in mind that I would love to pitch him on. Itachi and Minato fans might be a little upset, but I think it'd be a great conversation. You know, you seem like good people when I got on that call with him and Mast and T-Bry last year on T-Bry's channel, which T-Bry is like hella underrated. Like, give my guy a subscription. But yeah, getting back to it though, like if opportunity came up, I'd be down for it. And this time I'll make sure I smack a bitch out my voice before I do a collab. I did not realize when I be doing the collabs with people, I be so chill that the energy's not there, man. I sound like a motherfucker holding me hostage when I do the collabs. It's like, speak, motherfucker. But getting back to it though, man. Justin Holt says, what if Amato made a genetic cyborg clone of Minato to kill Jiraiya or to kill Jigen instead of a Jiraiya clone? What, with this clone being able to stay in Sage mode longer and has the Flying Thunder God Jutsu, who would win, Isshiki or Minato's scientific ninja tool enhanced clone? So that's interesting. So if we assume that Amato has to put limits on on Jigen the same way he did with Kashin Koji, just because Isshiki was not gonna allow him to have a clone that powerful that could actually take him on, that's part of the reason why he kind of said like, yo, Code, Damon, the rest of them, they gotta go. If we assume that that same thing happens, then the Minato clone would just give him a harder time. I still think you would see Isshiki come out on top, but the dangerous thing about that is like a Minato clone. Look what Amato did with Jiraiya. Kashin Koji was stronger than Jiraiya. Minato was already a badass alive. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to think on that one, man. That's worthy of a video. Alonzo Shaw asks, does Kawaki take Ada since no one can harm her? So I'd say this right here, right? Like if Kawaki takes Ada, it's gonna be in the bedroom because Ada's gonna want Kawaki to hammer her. So that's what we're gonna see. We're talking about a fight. You know, given that I got this a little too late, that's probably what you're talking about. So we would have to probably go with the route of like, yo, Kawaki would have to fight her, but that's not gonna happen. DeLorean Williams, much shouts out to DeLorean Williams. That's one of my day ones right there, man. Like again, I remember everybody that comment on a regular basis. Much shouts out to DeLorean Williams for that one, man. Literally my oldest patron. DeLorean Williams asked, how much of a badass would Kakashi be if he would have kept the Executioner Blade? Also, here's an idea for a new series on the channel. What if Sakura was useless? Oh my god, yo, what if Sakura was useful series where we could go through every major point during the series where she could have been useful but just stands around holding the kunai? Man, you guys are fucking savage, man. I fucking love you for it, but that's fucking savage. Here's the thing, right? If we're gonna be honest for a second, if you read the manga, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that shit from the Tenchi Bridge arc where she was just standing there when Yamato got stabbed and everything. In the manga, Sakura was at least trying to fight Sasuke. She was charging forward and shit. The anime just had to kind of stand around, man. That's why you guys hear me say all the time, like, I'm not a huge fan of what they did in the anime. They made some changes to some stuff, man. Darius Lantham asks, is there any Japanese folklore attached to the Jogan like there is to Isshiki's eye? If so, what do you think this means for future abilities that we'll see? So just going off of the term Jogan, no, but the only thing I would say is that when it comes to the way the eye looks and everything, I've seen some stuff. I'm waiting to hear back from somebody that's better versed in Japanese folklore than me before I do a video on it, but I am researching that. So that's a good question right there. Now, Chris Bell, god damn, dog. You got that long ass comment right here, man. Like, this comment about as long as Minato's jutsu names. Matter of fact, this comment about as long as some of my video titles. Yo, I know I got to work on that shit, man. All right, man. Let's see what you got, man. Let's see what you got right here. No, I got an even better one. Oh, shit. That's you up ahead, too? Oh, shit. All right, man, I'm gonna read this one. I'm not gonna get into the other one, man. I'm gonna message you on the other one. All right, he says, no, I got a better one. Do you believe Delta is really for Konoha being released out the pod and everything with the leaf symbol on her head, straight rapping, but on the real, he made her go to sleep, hopped in the toad, dipped into Konoha to rebuild her there? That don't make no damn sense. Also, I believe Amato is using her as a scapegoat, or remember, she did wreck those smaller settlement villages / towns or whatever, so maybe she's a ticking time bomb in the middle of said capital. But also, I believe the leaf symbol is a negator to Ada and Damon's abilities, in my opinion. If I end up being correct on this aspect of their ordeal, then that signifies that's Amato's daughter. For all we know, Amato and Delta could be the two Otsutsuki that we've seen, and he doesn't want to lose her since she's been unable to get a karma mark. Amato perhaps had to get it too on the portable drive, so now seems far-fetched, maybe a big leap of a stretch, but think about it. If he was the higher up and Delta was lower than him, and the fact of him recalling the fight of Isshiki and Kage, and again having Isshiki call him Bastard and Sly Fox, shows still to this day that they was on equal ground, or at least saw each other as comrades. Perhaps thoughts on that? So yeah, I've kind of weighed in on the Amato as an Otsutsuki thing. I don't think that Amato and Delta are the two missing Otsutsuki, though. I mean, we are kind of in that situation where like it might be Delta, it might be Ada, so that's gonna be interesting right there, man. Montana asks, I don't know if you could or would maybe want to put this on YouTube, but who's the biggest coon in all anime? Oh, that's savage, man. Who's the biggest coon in all anime? I mean, damn, who's the biggest coon? I really got to think on this one, man. I say Sanosuke from Rurouni Kenshin. That's my favorite manga right there. Sanosuke from Rurouni Kenshin. I'm not a big fan of Sanosuke, so I just say Sanosuke for that one, man. If they don't do something to fix code, we got to put code in there, but that's more of a simp right there. And then Chris Bell says, boom, what the fuck to ask also. So that's me it for the Patrons. Now we're going to go over to the YouTube channel and get with the YouTube channel. So Justin Thomas is asking, when the time skip comes around, what do you think the next generation of Shinobi will be up against besides Kawaki? Secret villain or Otsutsuki god? I'm actually working on a video about this right now. I went back and I reread Boruto's manga, and I think I cracked the code on something. I was actually talking about it in the Patreon Discord server. I'll probably do YouTube memberships just to offer access to the Patreon Discord server, but I think I know. I think that code right now is being used as a intermediary villain. I think there's something else bigger coming to this. So Ben D says, hey Ian, congrats on 280,000. There's almost no one on the platform that puts in as much time and dedication as you. What do you think the fight matchups will be for the Funato arc in the anime? Man, I dropped the ball on this one. I'm so fucking sorry, guys. God damn, I did not know it was this long. Jesus Christ, I dropped the ball. So we saw the matchups. Now, my prediction for that was I thought it was going to be Arayumi versus Chojuro and Boruto, and I thought that you'd see like Okada versus Boruto briefly. I thought that you would see Tenma versus Sarada. Like, I dropped the ball on this one, man. I'm fucking sorry, man. CNI Stories ask, hey, congrats on 280,000. Do you think Isshiki can return? Yes. I just feel as though his impact was too great in terms of being the leader of Car, making Naruto and Sasuke look mortal, stated to be Kage's partner, as well as being one of the main reasons Kawaki's the way he is. It would feel like such a waste of potential to remove him from the story. If so, how do you think he'll return? Thanks. Yeah, so for me, I still think that we're not told the truth about Code's white karma seal. I think the moment that this man begins eating that chakra fruit, somehow Isshiki's soul is going to connect on it. I don't think that it's by mistake that Isshiki was able to appear in front of him. I did a whole video on that. Isshiki's wording was very specific. It took you long enough to hear my voice. I think that there's probably like a 0.01% and it's going to be like a hidden virus that's just going to pop back up, and Isshiki is going to end up betraying him much in the same way that Zetsu did with Madara. I wouldn't be surprised. And again, that's me. I know it's I know it's far-fetched. I'll be the first one to say there's some holes in that, but that's just, I can't shake that feeling right there. Skyrock 1000 says, congrats on 280,000 subscribers. So proud of you, brother. Do you think Naruto is still, with this current Sage mode, the most powerful Hokage of all time? I mean, personally, yes. Personally, Hokage Naruto right now, I think he's the strongest Hokage, even now. I get it. Hashirama was scaling just underneath kyuubi Obito. If you go by the light novels and everything, Kakashi at this point, you can make a strong argument that Kakashi, because he was stated to be stronger than he was in the 4th Great Ninja War, you can make the argument Kakashi might be creeping into that ballpark as well. Did a whole video talking about that one in the Kakashi Retsu and stuff. So yeah, I still say Naruto's still the strongest Hokage of all time. I think, again, Hashirama might be the only one that's kind of close to him. But again, that's interesting, man. Hey, it's me, Game. If I pronounce your name wrong, I apologize, fam. That's another person been around for a long time. Much appreciated for that. Hey, man, I'm a huge fan of your channel. Congrats on 280,000 subs. You deserve more subs, so big appreciation for that. My question is, outside of the new Team 7, who's the one new gen character that has likely the most potential to be a great character? So if we're talking just from a character perspective, I really love Shikadai. If we just talk about the template that's there for them as a character to grow, Shikadai. If we're talking power, Shinki, the son of Gar. Now that one, that boy's gonna be an absolute monster right there, man. Like, especially if you take the Boruto stuff seriously, it's already said that like his Iron Sand is rivaling Gar's. So, I mean, he's got potential. I'm absolutely going to say that he's got potential. If some of you guys are wondering like, yo, why are you using Dragon Ball gameplay footage and everything? I'm working on getting some Naruto footage too, man. I know we're a Naruto channel over here, but you know, we're just trying something different over here right now. RB Gotten. If I said your name wrong, I apologize. Are there any characters you particularly relate to? I found over the years as I've grown and this series has stayed with me, I've identified with different characters at different times in my life. I agree with that. Sometimes a little like Kakashi or Jiraiya, sometimes a little like Obito or Orochimaru. Curious if any of these characters speak to you on some levels like that. You know, after 2018, when Ashley died, somebody that I love more than some of my own blood family, and after Helmi, somebody that was like a brother to me, more of a brother to me than my actual brother. When I lost them, with Ashley getting murdered and with Helmi having a heart attack, I began to rock with Obito a lot more because I understand Obito's rage a whole lot. And I understand how somebody could just keep those emotions bottled up. Like, so yeah, I rock with Obito a lot right now, man. But you know, like when another one too would be Kakashi. I actually look at Kakashi as an inspiration because he's been through so much shit in his life. And some of it was stuff that he self-inflicted, but he's never allowed himself to get to a point where it just, his past completely defines him. He's been able to break free of his own past. So those are characters like that, man. You know, I know some of you guys said like, you know, when you talked about your life very briefly, you know, I kind of wonder about some of the stuff you've been through. I mean, those are the characters I rock with the most, man. Like for me, I've never just 100% been able to relate to someone as up-spirited as Naruto or somebody like Boruto. To an extent, I've been able to rock with Boruto just off of how my mom was. When my mom had that really high position with one of the big banks, she was a regional vice president, and so like her job required her to kind of travel a lot, and I resented her for a while, so I understood what Boruto's coming with. Unlike Boruto, I made some decisions and I fell in with the wrong people. And a big part of the reason why a lot of stuff happened is I was doing it because there wasn't anybody there. So I can kind of relate to Boruto on a small extent, but as an adult, I definitely understand where Obito and Kakashi come from. Kamui says, congrats, bro. You're a top inspiration for me starting my own channel. Big shouts out for that, man. That is a huge thing. That is a huge thing. The fact I could even inspire you to start your own channel, I love that simply for the fact that that means that I've done for you what Stupendous Wave did for me, what Tyrone Magnus did for me, what Rhyme Style did for me, that dude in blue, King of Lightning, and especially the big homie for Neverworld. Those are people that kind of made me comfortable enough to say, well, they're just normal guys like me talking about stuff that they love. Why don't I start talking about stuff that I love? So big shouts out. make sure to go check out Kamui's channel and make sure to give him a subscribe. Just putting up content is a huge plus right there. What's a video that either you're most proud of or was your most favorite to make? So the video that I am the most proud of is the video that I did on, it's a mix, man. It's 3 videos I'm super proud of. I'm super proud of the video I did on Obito, the most tragic villain in Naruto. I love that video. The editor absolutely killed it. I absolutely love the video that was done on Minato on that Hokage Legacy series. And the third video that I love is the Boruto video essay I just did on No One Understands Boruto, the path to becoming a shinobi. So those are my favorites. Now, if you're talking about videos that I've edited myself, I'd say the video that I'm most proud of is What If Minato Never Died, the video over on Kryptonian Saiyan. And that's simply because that's the video that really began to get traction over on Kryptonian Saiyan. The one that went viral was the Why the Uchiha Clan Hated Minato video over there. But I'm low-key ashamed of that video because my presentation, I was stumbling over my words and everything. I didn't know what I was doing. So my advice to you as a brand new YouTuber is you're going to make a lot of videos where you're not comfortable, but keep making that content. Like Roberto Blake likes to say, you're going to make like 500 shitty videos before you finally find your voice. If you find it before that, you're extremely talented. Now, because again, exceptions to the rule don't make the standard. So Trevor Griffin says, congrats on 280,000. What do you think the counter to Damon's ability? God damn, I'm so behind. Damn, the fact that you asked this lets me know how behind I am. Fuck. So we have the answer to Damon's ability. So just getting to it. Damon's ability, the weakness, is brilliant. Damon has to touch someone in the area. It doesn't have to be who he's fighting. If he's not touching someone in the area, his ability for reflection isn't going to be up on there. So yeah, like, I mean, I like it. It's a brilliant weakness in my opinion. Neji Hyuga asks, do you believe if Kakashi still had Obito's DMS Susanoo, he could have fought Isshiki and won? Also, how strong do you believe Neji would be if he mastered Sage Mode? Also, congrats and hope your channel gets a bigger fan base every day. So here's the thing. I don't think Neji had the chakra reserves to even attempt Sage Mode training. That's going to be the first thing I say right there. I don't think that Neji's chakra reserves would have been big enough for him to do Sage Mode training. If he could have mastered it, Neji could have been a beast. Now, if Kakashi still had Obito's DMS, that's dangerous. Like, DMS Kakashi is one of the most broken characters in the series. If he still had it and he can make Kamui, shuriken weapons, and etc., the only thing is like Isshiki's dojutsu does allow him to shrink any of those attacks. So that's the only issue right there. It could have been shrink any Kamui weapons he did, but that long range Kamui and that ability to make himself intangible, Isshiki would have had to summon this dude to that Daikokuden dimension, and then Kakashi could just use Kamui to escape again. DMS Kakashi could have tagged him just off of the hacks. That's kind of what I think. I'll probably end up talking to King Bullet about that. Hell, I might even ask Six, because like I just got in contact with Six. So that's a good question right there, man. But yeah, I would definitely say I think DMS Kakashi, like that's a problem. Vojtech Tessai, if I said your name wrong, I 1,000% apologize. They say congrats on 280,000. The depth you go into in your videos is incredible. By the way, what is your favorite Naruto moment and who is your favorite Naruto character? So my favorite Naruto character actually changes depending on what mood I'm in. Some days it's Kakashi, some days it's Itachi, some days it's Obito, some days it's Sasuke. Like, it changes. Like, I don't necessarily have a favorite. Like, I will say this, outside of Hokage Naruto, like Naruto doesn't make my top 5. I can't say that. I get it. You know, people say, oh my God, you know, the series is called Naruto. How can you not like the main character? There are plenty of series that the main character isn't why I read the series. So that's going to trigger some people. I apologize in advance. My opinion is my opinion though. The depth you go into your videos is incredible. I'm just trying to do what Star Wars Theory and Stupendous Wave do for me as a Star Wars fan, man. Like, they cover everything from the comic books to the novels. That's a big part of the reason why I cover the novels, man. You know, covering that extended universe for you guys. Like, I'm just trying to get the editing up to that snuff right there. That's the next thing, the next step. Anime Balls Deep is kind of set. I've been playing with the thumbnails like Nuxtaku told me a couple of years ago. Like, I'm trying to get you guys to that point, man. So I appreciate you guys being with me on that journey right there. What's my favorite Naruto moment? My favorite Naruto moment is my favorite Naruto moment is one of the most perverted moments in the entire series, but I love it. Like when Jiraiya calls himself a super perv. I absolutely love that one scene. Like, I love that one scene right there, man. Like, that shit right there gets me every single time. Like, it's not like the emotional moments like you had the anime original scene with Shikamaru crying when his father was helping him and whatnot, and it wasn't like this is a second moment, but it wasn't like with Obito when he was holding Ren's dead body. That moment right there when Jiraiya said he's a super perv, that's my favorite moment in the entire Naruto franchise, man. And that's what we're going to be bringing today's Q&A to a close. I recorded almost 2 hours worth of questions, so I am going to continue editing these and playing with formats and presentations like you see it. That way we can spice things up a little bit. So if I didn't answer your question in this video, I am going to likely answer it in the next video because, again, I recorded just under 2 hours. Like we did on this video, the patrons will be getting first crack, so I'll have a new Q&A over there over on the Patreon, and then we'll jump back over here onto what was already recorded now for YouTube. So throwing that in there now, but dude, I have to say it, I cannot believe we're at 280,000 subscribers. That's still something where I kind of look at myself and go, holy shit, man. 280,000 people joined the Church of 1010. If you'd have told me this back in 2015, I would not have believed this shit, man. When I started Kryptonian Saiyan in 2015, if you would have told me that I would have a channel with 280,000 subscribers, that I would have one of the most, if not the most chill community on YouTube, we're just gonna go ahead and say it. We're gonna speak that into existence. You guys be saying some funny ass comments in the comment section. Some of you guys having really good rebuttals to the videos. I enjoy reading each and every one of you guys' comments. I don't reply to all of them for obvious reasons. So if you know my YouTube story, you know why that is. But I just love you guys, man. I cannot understate that enough. So again, thank you for 280,000 subscribers.